Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast, and this is my reaction to the 2-1 defeat against Malmo in the Champions League qualifier, round 3, leg 1 tonight. Really a disappointing game from our point of view. Obviously, I've seen some terrible takes on Twitter already, to be honest, but that's always to be expected. It's no often we suffered defeat with this team. Tonight is a bitter one to take, and we'll need to up our game for the next week's second leg. But overall, I thought we were very, very poor by our standards. A lot of players posted missing tonight. A lot of them that harked back to the previous play, especially the defence, especially the way we lost our 2 goals as well. It was just shoddy defending as well. You could tell though that we had only just come out of pre-season. It's not an excuse, we should be up and running by this point, but you could also tell that Malmo were, I think they were 13 games into their season. They were well organised, but I don't think they were anything special, and that is the big thing for me. I mean, they only had 3 shots on target all game, and 2 of them were their goals. Granted, we only had 2 shots on target, and 1 of them was our goal, so they might have not been very good, but certainly we were below that as well. So it was really disappointing to see, because we all know how well the team can do in Europe, and we all know how the team can do in general as well. And when you look at it, it was 2 defensive blunders. Arguably, some of it, the play did start in the midfield, especially from right off from kick-off after losing the first goal as well. But it was 2 defensive blunders, and it was the same defensive blunders we had seen, not last season, but the season before that. It was really, really poor from the defence. But we made 7 changes from the game against Livingston. A few changes we expected. McGregor back in. Strange though, I would have thought that Sakala was going to start, but given he had started the game previously against Livingston, but Itten was given the nod. And when the team have played that bad, I'm not wanting to single out individual players, because there was not really many pass marks tonight. I thought Wright was probably our best player, and this is the thing with the team tonight. There were some odd occasional glimpses of how well the team can play when there was sharp darting runs, there was good skill, there was some good passing, but largely tonight our passing was devoid of any quality. We lost possession far too easily. Our set pieces all night were diabolical. They really were. It's something, especially with Tavernier. He had a couple of early set pieces, a free kick, and he had a corner early on in the game in the first 5 minutes, and they couldn't beat their first man. Really, really poor to see. It was indicative of the way the game went on for the rest of the game as well. First half overall, it was a scrappy first half, and as I said, you could tell we were just out of pre-season and they were well into their season. We started off the first 5 minutes fairly brightly and then dropped off, and it took most of the half to get really back into a bit of a rhythm. Malmo were comfortable with the ball, they were passing about well, they were closing us down quickly as well, which we really struggled with. Contrast that with us, where I wouldn't say we looked nervy, but we struggled to keep possession, mainly due to our poor first touches and bad passing. Our set pieces, as I said, they were really poor, not many getting past their first man, and they were hit too long, really taking us until the 30th minute to get to grips with the game, and then we were a wee bit more comfortable. They as well, I think they started to sit off us a wee bit at that point, so it gave us a wee bit more time, and we weren't hurried on the ball as well. We got more possession, we started to knock the ball about well. There was only 1 shot on target each, I think, in the first half. Us was in the 19th minute. It was a lovely move from a set piece down the right. Ball played down to the touchline, crossed into the middle. Wright with lovely control, got the ball down, hit a curling effort, but it was easy for the keeper. Not a great lot of pace in the ball either, I don't think, which is what made it so easy for the keeper. Just literally from that, we lost possession. Malmo went up the park, down the right. The player cuts inside at the box and has a shot. May have gotten a slight nick off our defender, but it was a dive and save at the near post from McGregor. Again, fairly comfortable. So we're expecting a lot more in the second half, and within 3 minutes, we were 2-0 down. We kicked off and we were really sluggish, lackadaisical. It was just not like us at all. And we went a goal down on the 47th minute. Malmo came out of the blocks, really put us under pressure. They got a corner. It was a poor one to nobody that wasn't cleared. We had a number of occasions where we could have taken back possession but didn't. The ball was played to the right. The player at the back post, and acres of space for such a long time as well. Crossed to him, it was controlled and a shot in at the near post. Just, I don't know where the marker was there. I think Tavernier should have been on him, and it was like the Tavernier of old, just absolutely nowhere. In contrast that though, in the first half, he'd done an amazing last ditch challenge in the middle of the park to win the ball back, drive the ball forward, and he got a good cross, and I think it was Kent in the end who had a chance and got a shot off, but it was blocked. But contrast defending like that in the midfield area to where he should have been there, it was poor. And then I was still busy trying to type up the notes of the goal, and then we're all of a sudden 2 goals down on the 48th minute. I think it was right from kick-off. We ended up losing possession somehow. I'll need to watch it back. I think it was a bad pass out. Somebody said Lundstrom, I'm sure I heard. It was a quick break on the right, very similar to what happened for the first goal. No marking at the back post. Goldson tries to get the ball but misses, and it falls to the player right at the back post, who again Tavernier should have been covering, and it was placed into the right hand side. 2 defensive blunders. We should have done a hell of a lot better, and we put ourselves under right pressure at that point there. It was defending of 2 seasons ago, and it's not the way we've defended over the last year. Really poor to see from Rangers. It should have been a wake-up call, and I don't think we really got anything from the team after that. We had more possession, I would have said, but we were really doing nothing with it. We were getting to maybe their final third. We weren't even getting to the 18-yard box, and the move was breaking down because of poor passing, bad first touches. We were trying to run and take on players, but running into brick walls. Granted, Malmo were very well organised at the back. Can't take that away from them whatsoever. They knew the game plan, what to do. They've obviously done their homework on us and how to block us out and limit what we can do up front. Getting into the dying stages, I'd already typed up it was going to be 2-0. I'd made my wee graphic, and then all of a sudden in the 95th minute, into the 5th minute of injury time, Davis pulls a goal back. We had a lot of possession for about 4 minutes. Pretty much the whole of the injury time, the 5 minutes injury time, was all of us possession. Just playing it very slow, very probing, very patient build up in and around the box. We played in a few haphazard floated crosses in. It was cleared, and very similar to our defence, really haphazard clearances. They weren't paid a lot of attention. I think they thought the game was done. All they had to do was clear it. The ball was passed to Davis just inside the box on the right hand side, and has an absolute fantastic ping and hits into the back of the net in the top right corner. A fantastic goal from Davis, and what a vital goal that could be for next week. An absolute lifeline, absolutely. Certainly the game at 2-0 wasn't going to be done and dusted. I felt, given Morelos hopefully back, a fully fit Hadji, I think there's another player coming back for suspension as well. We had other options there, and obviously playing at Ibrox under the crowd there, going to be a different set of circumstances, but pulling that goal back there, it gives us a massive boost. It shows that they are vulnerable. It shows if we get at them and actually have a shot, which we weren't doing a lot tonight. We were running into space and running into the wall, as I said. It shows they're vulnerable though. We all expect Rangers to play a hell of a lot better, because arguably that's probably been the worst we've played under Gerrard in Europe since he took charge. And I know we weren't very good against Slavia Prague both legs, but we had our chances in that game. Tonight it was a different story. We were very lacklustre. Will be another game, and obviously tonight's game and the Dundee United game under our belts by that point. So hopefully any kinks that have been ironed out by that point, and we'll see what happens. So that leads us into the next game, which is on Saturday. It's away to Dundee United, a 12:30 kickoff. I'll miss that, unfortunately. Dave will do the post match, and then I'll watch it back in the coming days after that. I'm currently editing the podcast that me and Dave done last night, so hopefully it'll be out later. It was a slightly longer run than I wanted to do, but I'll hopefully get that out for you later tonight. Obviously it's a game out of date now, but what can you do? So, as ever, you can go to our website, which is ireadypodcast.wordpress.com, and you can find all the stuff that we do, albeit I've still to update most of it as well. So, disappointing night all round. Certainly the tie's not over. Showed that they can be vulnerable. We've shown that we certainly can be vulnerable as well. Hopefully that's just a wee blip. Hopefully the players learn from it. We wisen up and we batter on and get into the next round. So, thanks for listening, and goodbye.